everyone, it's Ashley and I'm back with a new layout for the Cut Shop, and I'm using new cut files, the Piece of My Heart cut file and the Be Mine cut file. These are available now in the Cut Shop Etsy store, so you can pick those up. And I'm working with the Chasing Dreams collection by Maggie Holmes from Crate Paper. And you can see I cut the Piece of My Heart cut file from one of the 12 by 12 pattern papers. It's a yellow kind of notebook pattern, and I'm going to place that over one of the pattern papers from the collection and use the 6 by 6 paper pad to back these open sections. And I already picked out the papers from that 6 by 6 paper pad that I wanted to use. So I have 10 in all, and I just want to see which one I wanted to use behind my photo there, because it's going to be in the center. And so what I'm going to do is just flip over each of those papers and also flip over my cut file and trace on the back side of my paper that shape. And then I'm going to trim it out a little bit larger, just so it can fit in that space and have some adhesive on it. So I'm going to put the adhesive on the front side so that when I place it, it's going to stick right there to the lines on my heart. And you could really do a lot of different things with this cut file. You could back it with one whole solid paper if you wanted to. You could leave some of the spaces open and back some of them with just pattern paper, or you could just leave the whole image open and have a pattern paper behind it. I use this as a large element on my layout. You could make the heart smaller. Sorry about the tablet there. My kids were sticking their tablet under the camera for some odd reason. Who knows why. So I'm just going to do one more here of the pattern papers behind my heart, just to show you how it's coming together. And then I'll finish all the rest of the spaces off camera. And so most of the colors I'm using are like pinks and teals, because I wanted it to contrast with that yellow. So you can see how that's looking there. And it's coming together just the way that I want it to. And now I have it all finished and backed, and I also stitched off camera. I want this to come up off the page. I didn't want it to be flat, so I'm adding some pop dots just in each section there, so it can have some stability and just pop off the page here, because I'm actually going to tuck some embellishments under the edge of the heart. I'm just trying to get it lined up where I want it, and apparently that was good enough, so that's where I stuck it. And just placing my photo there in the center. And I like that the colors in my photo are more of neutral colors, and then with a little pop of teal behind it, it really makes it stand out. So you can see this is the first time I'm opening this. I actually purchased this from Paper Issues when they got it in, and so this is the first time that I'm using this that I bought. I actually have it for Crate Paper from being on the design team, but this is what I purchased from Paper Issues to use for my personal layouts. And so I am looking through the ephemera to see what I want to use, and I knew I wanted some flowers to create a cluster. So I'm going to make one right here on the bottom of the heart. I wanted to have kind of a diagonal going on, so I create a large cluster down here at the bottom, and then I'm also going to create one on the opposite side at the top where my title is, and just kind of tucking those behind. And sometimes the pop dots, I decide I want to put things in, but those come up pretty easily if you need to pull it up to get something to go behind it. They'll come back up off the page pretty easily. So I got those in the spots that I liked, and so now I'm going to go ahead and just put those in place. And since I have that layer there, I added some pop dots also to the sides of those leaves on the flower. And this little XOXO is from the Be Mine cut file. So I wanted to cut that also and use it on the layout, and I had not decided where I wanted it to go, but I liked it down with the flower cluster at the bottom of the layout. And I had to use one of the butterflies. Those are so cute, and it's layered, and you've got the fringe look on it, so you could pull those fringe pieces out if you wanted to. I kept them flat for mine. I didn't want to flip up the fringe on the butterfly for this one. So now I'm getting into some more embellishments that are with the collection, and I love the little buttons. So I'm adding in some pops of yellow with some of the different embellishments from the collection. I do go back and stitch that XO later also, just to add some dimension. And this was a little sticker from the sticker sheet. I wanted to add another yellow flower up there at the top, and I couldn't figure out where I wanted to put him. Sometimes I have to talk to my embellishments and tell them that they're going on the layout whether they like it or not. And so he was one of those. And I finally found the perfect spot for him to go in. I just couldn't figure out how I wanted him up there, but it worked perfectly right there. And then these are just some of the little chipboard embellishments and the sticker sheet still. Kind of looking for things that I want to create those kind of large clusters there on the diagonal. And I am going to add some things to the little sections of the heart also, but I wanted my main clusters to be there around the flowers and the title. I love those little chipboard phrases. I like to use those. Anything that has like the little thin kind of word strips, whether they're stickers or the chipboard pieces, I always like to add those to my layouts. And then just a couple of the chipboard hearts. Sometimes the sticky adhesive on the back of those doesn't like to stick very well, so I like to add a little bit of extra adhesive, just some of the glue from my fine liner bottle to help those stick in place so they won't slide off your layout later on. So now I've got my main clusters kind of built just the way that I want those to look. And so I went back and grabbed the ephemera again and found some more pieces that I wanted to use to fill in the little sections on the heart. So I'm just going to kind of add those just to have some extra embellishing. And I didn't want to cover up those sections a lot because I wanted the pattern papers that I chose from the 6x6 paper pad to still stand out and show in the heart. And I like the way the bright colors that I chose for those papers really pop from the background paper. It has color, but it's more of a muted kind of subtle color. So the colors on the heart really stand out there on the layout. So I'm just looking for a few finishing touches here. I don't add any color shine to this one. I wanted it to be a clean layout, so there's no splatters on this one. So that finishes it up. You can see all the cut files that are available now in the Cut Shop here at the end, and my finished layout and some close-ups. So thanks for joining me, and I hope to see you next time for my next video.